Well, the workforce looks a little different these days. Many have been working from home, but now are getting ready to return to the office. So how do you prepare to go back to work? Today's CI Health sponsor is SafeWorks Illinois, and owner and medical director Dr. David Fletcher is here with more insight. Welcome.
Well, thank you, Heather, for having me today.
Let's talk a little bit about SafeWorks Illinois before we get into some of the precautions that people can be taking and what you guys are all about.
Well, our business is to help keep employees healthy and productive at the workplace. So we're all about prevention and wellness, and if someone develops an illness or an injury at work, we're there to take care of them.
And let's talk a little bit about those precautions that you are encouraging people in the workplace to do.
Well, the precautions we're telling people are the precautions that are out there. Everybody already knows. We try to reinforce it. One, wear a mask. Secondly, wash your hands, and then practice the physical social distancing. Those basics really make a lot of sense, and that's why Illinois is in such a good position as opposed to other states we have.
Yeah, let's talk about the statistics that we've got going on.
Well, Illinois is doing a good job, and Champaign County is doing a good job. Champaign County did go over the 1,000 mark threshold for positive cases since the start of 2020. But we're doing a great job as far as the number of people that are in the hospital. I think we got around 7 people in the hospital. So our healthcare system is up to snuff to take care of the demand. Our positivity rate, which is the most critical number, is very low. Around 3% of the people who get tested are positive. So despite all the difficulty of the stay-at-home order from Governor Pritzker, we have benefited with the low rates that we've had as opposed to other states. But we need to keep it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've been highlighting our town Rantoul this week on CI Living. You also have a connection to Rantoul with the pork plant out there.
I do. I've had an 8-year relationship. I'm the doctor for Rantoul Foods out in Rantoul. They had an outbreak in late April, early May, and thanks to some great community resources, OSF helped us out, University of Illinois. We dealt with the outbreak, and about 90% of the people who got infected are back to work, being productive. We haven't had a new case since the first part of June. Rantoul Foods, unlike other pork plants, stayed open and was productive, which is very important for our economy here in central Illinois, being so dependent on agriculture. So that was a major success story. Here, a pork plant could implement all the right guidelines and stay productive and keep their people well.
When you said we dealt with it, what exactly does that mean? What did you do?
Well, what we did is we first of all made sure people who were sick were sent home. They got tested. In the beginning, it was very difficult to get testing back in February and March. But we did not allow people who were having a fever, had symptoms, to be at the workplace. Therefore, Rantoul Foods is one of the last plants in the United States to have a positive. We didn't have a positive to the end of April.
Wow.
And we're really proud of that.
Well, as we should be. Something else proud of, some businesses who may receive one of your awards. Tell me about that.
Well, we thought it would be a really good idea to come up with an award in central Illinois for businesses who are implementing best practices. We gave our first award out to Rod Sickler Spa Salon.
I saw that.
Well, Rod deserved it. He's done a fabulous job of protecting his customers and his staff. You go in there, people are masked, they're using hand sanitizers, the physical distancing's going on. They also screen all their clients just like they screen their employees. So he really is the best practices. So we're going to give out our next month award sometime in August. And even though I'm seeing here at WCI today, it looks pretty good. They may be on the list.
See, we're keeping our distance there.
Well, I commented on that before the interview, is how appropriate the distance between me and Heather is. So I think the award's fun, but it's also really educational because we had a lot of businesses who heard about this. We want to qualify. What can we do? We want to be an example. And I believe that really helps customers feel comfortable going into those establishments. And also I think it really helps the employees to have some sense their employer cares about them.
Oh, for sure.
And that really is helpful in this pandemic.
Yep, great tips, and we appreciate the work that you're doing there. It is Dr. David Fletcher with SafeWorks Illinois. And if you need more information, there's a look at their website, which we'll share with you at ciliving.tv.